Hi, it's Elaine Jarvis, and I'm coming to you from Front Royal, Virginia, and I wanted to talk to you about one of the things that we offer as a practice here in not just Front Royal, but we reach Luray, we reach Winchester, we can reach out to Fauquier County. We can go pretty far and wide to take care of people who are having emergencies in a trust and estate situation. What does that mean? That means if we get a call from someone who's in the hospital and they've been given a few more days or even a few more hours to live, we go visit and we conduct our usual intake and write the usual will and advance medical directive or trust that the client needs. And we go there and we bring a whole team. So that means I go and at least two of the people from my firm go, one of whom is going to act as the notary. And myself, since I would have drafted the will, I can act as a witness, and then we bring someone else along. These are some of the most sacred moments of my profession when I'm invited into someone's hospital room or into their hospice, which is almost always at home, to visit with them, to visit with their family, to explain the whole process from a legal standpoint of what they're going through. So a lot of times we'll get a call. It might be on a Friday morning. Hey, we're over in Winchester, in the Winchester Medical Center, and my spouse is dying. And you know, it's always kind of fascinating and almost inspiring to see how people act when they're in this type of situation. I mean, there's always so much love in those rooms, and a lot of times there is fear. But there's often gratitude. I mean, it's the craziest thing. You go see someone in a hospital and it might be the last week that they have. And they're grateful. They're grateful to the nurses. They're grateful to the hospital. They're grateful to the people in their family. And they're grateful that we can make it out there. So it's always an incredible honor. It's very sombering, but sometimes it's also incredibly joyful. Like I visited, along with my staff, a gentleman last week. And when he called our office, he'd already spoken to a couple of other attorneys, and they just couldn't get to it soon enough, or they didn't do a home visit, and he couldn't leave his house. So we went out there, and it was a nice place here, a little bit outside of town. And once again, this is Front Royal, but it's very similar, like when we go out to Luray and Page County and that sort of thing. But anyways, visited this guy, and he was one of the most grateful, intelligent, good-spirited, awesome guy that I've met lately. And he actually worked for a restaurant that I like to go to, and I don't want to say the name of it because it's a really cool place, but it's, you know, it's his privacy, obviously, that I need to protect. But he was talking about his job, and he was like, yeah, I've been up since 5. I've been working all morning. And so I talked to him, and I talked to his wife, and she was really scared, not just of the fact that he might be dying soon, but she didn't know what to do. And she was scared about a sister. There's often someone in the family, and in this family it's his sister, who would exhibit a lot of control and try to run things. Well, he didn't want anything other than what his wishes were to be executed after his death, but he also wanted somebody that his wife could call up with questions. And how do I go through this process? You know, when someone dies, it can be overwhelming because there's a number of things that you have to do. Like you gotta call the place that's going to take your loved one's remains. You've got to get a death certificate. If they've left behind a will, you have to figure out how to probate it. Now, for a law firm, that's not that big of a deal. We do it all the time, right? But for you, if it's the first or the second time that you have to do it, and you're also facing grief and just all the planning that you have to put into for a funeral, it helps to have someone to talk to. So we can handle that. We can get a call at 10 a.m. in the morning, and we can be out at a hospital later that afternoon or even late that night. So again, one of the services that we offer at Jarvis Law is we do emergency visits. We visit people in their homes, we visit people in their hospitals, and we help them with their estate planning. So if you've got if you've got that sudden need, please don't feel bad about reaching out. Just give us a call at Jarvis Law and we'll be happy to help. Thanks.